Have you ever wondered about the power of quietly walking away from what no longer serves you? Leave Them silently explores the strength found in choosing peace, setting boundaries, and moving forward with dignity and purpose. Recognizing the need for change is one of the most profound yet challenging aspects of personal growth. Life, in its constant motion, often brings us to crossroads where the once comfortable and familiar now feels restrictive and out of sync with who we are becoming. These moments, though subtle at first, signal an inner calling to move forward. This calling is not always a loud or dramatic declaration. Instead, it often begins as a whisper, a nagging sense of discomfort that grows stronger over time. It manifests in restless thoughts, unease in certain environments, or a feeling that something essential is missing. These are the quiet cues that life is nudging us to evaluate our current circumstances and embrace the possibility of change. Intuition plays a crucial role in recognizing this need. It is that inner voice, the quiet wisdom that resides within us, guiding us toward what aligns with our true selves. Yet the path to listening and trusting this voice is not always straightforward. Fear, doubt, and attachment to the familiar often cloud our ability to hear it clearly. We may dismiss these feelings as temporary discomfort, or convince ourselves that enduring them is necessary for the sake of stability or loyalty. However, ignoring these signs can lead to prolonged dissatisfaction, eroding our sense of peace and fulfillment. Intuition, when honored, acts as a compass, steering us toward environments, relationships, and experiences that resonate with our evolving identity. The process of recognizing the need for change requires self-awareness and courage. It involves examining the areas of life that feel stagnant or draining and questioning whether they still serve our growth. This introspection often reveals patterns of compromise, instances where we have settled for less than we deserve, or moments when we have prioritized the expectations of others over our own well-being. Such realizations can be unsettling, as they force us to confront the possibility of stepping into the unknown. Yet, it is in this confrontation that the seeds of transformation are planted. Change demands that we trust in our ability to navigate new terrain, even when the destination is unclear. The fear of the unknown is perhaps the greatest barrier to embracing change. It keeps us tethered to routines, relationships, and circumstances that no longer fit. The familiarity of these situations, even when they are unfulfilling, can feel safer than venturing into uncertainty. We may find ourselves rationalizing why we should stay, clinging to the hope that things will improve, or that the discomfort is temporary. However, growth requires us to take risks, to step beyond the confines of the familiar, and to trust in the process of becoming. It is not about abandoning what once mattered, but about recognizing when something has reached its natural conclusion. Recognizing the need for change also involves accepting that not all endings are failures. Sometimes they are necessary transitions, allowing us to create space for new opportunities and experiences. This acceptance is an act of self-compassion, acknowledging that our happiness and well-being matter. It is about honoring the journey that brought us to this point while having the courage to move forward. Letting go is not an act of rejection, but a declaration of self-worth, a decision to prioritize our inner peace and growth over clinging to what no longer aligns with us. As we begin to embrace change, we may encounter resistance from those around us. Friends, family, and colleagues who are comfortable with our current roles may struggle to understand or support our decisions. This can create feelings of guilt or doubt, making it even harder to move forward. However, recognizing the need for change is deeply personal, rooted in our unique experiences and aspirations. It is not about seeking approval or validation from others, but about being true to ourselves. This authenticity, though challenging, becomes the foundation for lasting growth and fulfillment. The process of recognizing the need for change is a testament to our resilience and adaptability. It is an acknowledgement that life is not static, that we are constantly evolving, and that this evolution is both natural and necessary. By listening to our intuition, facing our fears, and trusting in our ability to navigate the unknown, we reclaim our power to shape our lives. This journey, though uncertain, leads us closer to our true selves, opening the door to possibilities we may have never imagined. It is in these moments of courage and clarity that we discover the profound strength that lies within us, a strength that propels us toward a future that truly reflects who we are and what we value. Silence is one of the most misunderstood, yet profoundly powerful tools we possess. It is often perceived as weakness or passivity, but in reality, silence can be a deliberate and calculated choice, an act of self-preservation that shields us from unnecessary conflict and turmoil. When faced with confrontation or chaos, the decision to remain silent is not about surrendering or conceding. It is about preserving one's energy, peace, and dignity. Silence allows us to disengage from the emotional volatility of a situation, to step back and reflect rather than reacting impulsively. In doing so, we maintain control over ourselves, refusing to be swept away by the tide of negativity that often accompanies confrontation. The power of silence lies in its ability to create space. This space can be both external and internal. Externally, silence disrupts the momentum of conflict, preventing the escalation of arguments and drama. It halts the exchange of heated words that can damage relationships and reputations. Internally, silence offers a pause, a moment to gather thoughts and emotions. It enables us to process what is happening, to assess our feelings, and to determine the most appropriate course of action. This pause is invaluable, as it prevents us from speaking out of anger or frustration, which can often lead to regret. Silence is also a form of communication, one that is often more potent than words. It speaks volumes about our boundaries, our priorities, and our self-respect. When we choose silence, we are sending a message that not every provocation deserves a response, and that our peace of mind is not up for negotiation. This silent statement is one of strength and control. It shows that we value our inner harmony more than the fleeting satisfaction of winning an argument or proving a point. It is a reminder that our energy is finite, and we must choose wisely where and how we expend it. In a world where noise is constant and opinions are abundant, silence stands out. It is a rare and powerful act that commands attention. When we refuse to engage in unnecessary drama or conflict, we force others to pause and reflect. Silence compels them to sit with their own words and actions, to confront their own behavior without the distraction of our responses. This can be uncomfortable for those who thrive on drama, but it is also a powerful way to set boundaries. By remaining silent, we make it clear that we will not participate in the chaos, that we have chosen a different path. Silence preserves our energy, steering it toward meaningful endeavors, rather than draining it in unproductive conflict. By embracing silence, we cultivate clarity and focus, ensuring our efforts are aligned with what truly nurtures our growth and aspirations. This conscious decision to prioritize our peace over petty disputes is a testament to our self-awareness and self-respect. It is an acknowledgement that not every battle is worth fighting, that our energy is better spent on building and creating rather than tearing down. There is a profound strength in the restraint that silence requires. It takes courage and discipline to hold one's tongue, especially when provoked. The temptation to defend ourselves, to argue, or to assert our perspective can be overwhelming. Yet choosing silence in such moments is an act of empowerment. It is a declaration that we are in control of our reactions, that we refuse to be manipulated or drawn into unnecessary conflict. This strength is not about suppressing our voice, but about choosing when and how to use it. It is about recognizing that our silence can be more impactful than any words we could say. Silence also teaches us patience and perspective. When we step back and refrain from reacting immediately, we gain clarity. We see the situation from a broader viewpoint, understanding it in context rather than through the lens of heightened emotion. This perspective allows us to respond more thoughtfully and effectively when we do choose to speak. It also helps us to discern what truly deserves our attention and energy. In this way, silence becomes a tool for personal growth and wisdom, a means of navigating life's challenges with grace and composure. Choosing silence does not mean avoiding conflict at all costs or suppressing our emotions. There are times when speaking out is necessary, when our voice is needed to advocate for ourselves or others. However, silence is about discernment, about knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. It is about recognizing that not every situation requires our input, that sometimes the most powerful statement we can make is to say nothing at all. Silence is not an absence of action, but a deliberate choice to act in a way that preserves our dignity and peace. Silence is a form of self-care. It is a way of protecting ourselves from the chaos and negativity that can drain our spirit. It is a means of maintaining our inner balance and prioritizing our well-being. By choosing silence, we reclaim our power, refusing to let external circumstances dictate our emotions or reactions. We create a sanctuary of calm amidst the noise, a space where we can reflect, recharge, and realign with our true selves. Silence, when embraced intentionally, becomes a source of strength, clarity, and peace in a world that often seeks to disrupt all three. Actions have always been the truest measure of intent and character. While words can inspire, persuade, or comfort, they remain intangible until they are backed by tangible effort. Authenticity is not merely about saying the right things, it is about living in alignment with those declarations. Consistent actions speak louder than promises, for they demonstrate reliability, build trust, and ultimately define how others perceive us. Empty words, no matter how eloquent, lose their power when they are not matched by follow-through, leaving behind a sense of disillusionment and doubt. Reliability forms the foundation of trust, as seen when a friend consistently supports you during challenging times or when a colleague follows through on commitments. These actions, small yet meaningful, build the security and confidence that anchor strong relationships. When someone consistently delivers on their commitments, they establish themselves as dependable and worthy of belief. This dependability fosters a sense of security, allowing others to feel confident in their connection. Conversely, when actions fail to align with words, they erode trust, leaving behind a trail of disappointment and skepticism. Trust, once broken, is difficult to rebuild, requiring not only repeated acts of sincerity, but also time and patience. This demonstrates the weight of our actions and the responsibility that comes with them. The power of actions lies in their ability to create momentum. Even the smallest steps, when taken with intention, can build a sense of progress and achievement. A simple act of kindness, a promise fulfilled, or a task completed becomes a building block for greater accomplishments. While words may set the direction or define the vision, it is actions that pave the road forward. Momentum, once established, becomes self-sustaining, encouraging continued effort and fostering a sense of purpose. Without action, words remain stagnant, unable to drive change or inspire growth. Consistency is a vital component of impactful actions. It is not enough to act sporadically or only when convenient. True authenticity requires a sustained effort. Consistency signals integrity, showing that one's actions are not performed for appearance or approval, but stem from genuine values and intentions. This consistency extends beyond grand gestures to the small everyday choices that reflect who we are. Holding a door for someone, following through on a promise to call, or dedicating time to a cause all contribute to the larger picture of our character. Over time, these repeated actions create a pattern that speaks to the essence of who we are. The relationship between actions and personal growth is undeniable. Growth requires effort, and effort requires action. It is through doing that we learn, adapt, and evolve. Mistakes and setbacks are inevitable, but they too are a part of the journey. Each misstep offers an opportunity to reassess, adjust, and move forward with greater clarity. Actions, therefore, are not about achieving perfection, but about embracing the process of becoming. They allow us to transform aspirations into reality, turning dreams into tangible outcomes. Words, no matter how well-intentioned, cannot achieve this transformation without the force of action behind them. Actions also serve as a reflection of priorities. What we choose to dedicate our time, energy, and resources to reveals what truly matters to us. While we may speak of our values or intentions, our actions show whether they are genuine or merely performative. This alignment, or lack thereof, is evident not only to ourselves, but to those around us. People are naturally drawn to authenticity, and they can sense when someone's actions are driven by conviction rather than obligation. This alignment inspires respect and admiration, encouraging others to trust in our vision and capabilities. The courage to act is another aspect that distinguishes actions from words. Speaking about an idea or goal is often easier than taking the steps necessary to bring it to fruition. Action requires vulnerability, a willingness to risk failure or criticism. It demands that we move beyond the comfort of planning and step into the uncertainty of execution. This courage, however, is what separates those who merely talk about change from those who create it. Each step forward, no matter how small, is an act of bravery, a declaration of commitment to progress and growth. In relationships, actions hold a special significance. They demonstrate care, respect, and consideration in ways that words alone cannot. A kind gesture, a thoughtful gift, or simply being present during challenging times speaks volumes about one's intentions and feelings. These actions build a foundation of trust and connection, reinforcing bonds and creating a sense of security. Conversely, when actions fail to match words in a relationship, they create doubt and uncertainty, eroding the very foundation upon which trust is built. The ripple effect of actions extends far beyond their immediate impact. A single act of kindness can inspire others to do the same, creating a chain reaction of positivity. Similarly, taking the initiative to address an issue or pursue a goal can motivate others to follow suit, amplifying the original effort. This ripple effect demonstrates the profound influence that actions can have, not only on our own lives, but on those around us. It underscores the importance of leading by example, showing through our actions what is possible, and inspiring others to believe in their own potential. Actions define the legacy we leave behind. Long after our words are forgotten, the impact of our actions remains. They shape the memories others hold of us, the relationships we build, and the changes we create in the world. This enduring nature of actions is a reminder of their significance, urging us to act with intention and integrity. By aligning our actions with our words, we not only demonstrate authenticity, but also create a meaningful and lasting impact. In the end, it is not what we say, but what we do that truly matters. Detachment is not about indifference. It is about freedom. The freedom to let go of the need to control outcomes, the liberation from toxic relationships, and the release of attachment to material possessions. It is a conscious choice to step away from the constraints of dependency and allow life to unfold as it will. At its core, detachment is not about withdrawing love or care, but about redefining them in a way that respects autonomy, both our own and that of others. It is about finding peace within ourselves rather than seeking it in external circumstances that we cannot control. True detachment begins with the recognition that control is often an illusion. We can plan, strive, and hope, but there will always be elements of life beyond our influence. Attempting to hold on too tightly to people, outcomes, or possessions only creates tension, anxiety, and frustration. Detachment invites us to release this need for control and instead focus on what we can manage, our own thoughts, actions, and responses. By shifting our energy inward, we find clarity and balance, cultivating an inner calm that is not dependent on external validation or success. One of the most profound aspects of detachment is the freedom it offers in relationships. Often we place expectations on others, seeking fulfillment or happiness through their actions. We may feel disappointed when they fail to meet these expectations or change in ways we did not anticipate. Detachment, however, teaches us to honor others as they are without trying to mold them to fit our desires. It allows us to appreciate the uniqueness of each individual and to love without strings attached. This does not mean tolerating mistreatment or neglect. Rather, it means setting healthy boundaries while releasing the need to control another person's choices or path. Detachment also helps us navigate the complexities of toxic relationships. When we are deeply attached to someone, it can be difficult to recognize when a relationship is causing harm. We may hold on out of fear, guilt, or a sense of obligation, even when it drains our energy and disrupts our peace. Detachment empowers us to step back, to evaluate the relationship with clarity, and to make decisions that prioritize our well-being. It gives us the strength to let go when necessary, knowing that our value is not defined by the approval or presence of another person. The concept of detachment extends beyond relationships to include material possessions. In a world that often equates worth with wealth, detachment from materialism can be both liberating and transformative. It is not about rejecting material things altogether, but about recognizing their proper place in our lives. When we attach too much significance to possessions, we risk becoming defined by what we own rather than who we are. Detachment allows us to appreciate what we have without being consumed by the desire for more. It shifts our focus from accumulation to gratitude, reminding us that our true worth lies in our character, values, and actions. Detachment is closely tied to personal growth, as it encourages us to release old patterns, beliefs, and attachments that no longer serve us. Growth often requires change, and change is inherently uncomfortable. Detachment helps us navigate this discomfort by reminding us that letting go is not a loss, but an opportunity for transformation. When we release what no longer aligns with our values or goals, we create space for new experiences, insights, and connections. This process of shedding and renewing is at the heart of self-discovery and evolution. One of the challenges of detachment is overcoming the fear of the unknown. Letting go of control or attachment often means stepping into uncertainty, which can be unsettling. However, detachment teaches us to trust the flow of life, to believe that even in uncertainty, we are capable of finding our way. This trust is not blind optimism, but a quiet confidence in our ability to adapt, to learn, and to grow. It is the recognition that life's unpredictability is not something to fear, but something to embrace as a source of growth and possibility. Detachment also encourages us to cultivate mindfulness, to be present in the moment, rather than fixating on the past or worrying about the future. When we are overly attached, our minds are often consumed by what-ifs or regrets. Detachment shifts our focus to the here and now, allowing us to engage fully with the present. This mindfulness fosters a sense of peace and clarity, enabling us to respond to life's challenges with intention rather than reaction. It also enhances our appreciation for the simple joys and beauty of everyday life. Practicing detachment does not mean giving up on our goals or aspirations. Instead, it involves pursuing them with intention and effort, while releasing the need to control the outcome. Detachment teaches us to value the journey as much as the destination, to find fulfillment in the process rather than pinning our happiness on a specific result. This approach not only reduces stress, but also opens us to unexpected opportunities and outcomes that we might have overlooked if we were too focused on a singular path. Detachment is a practice, one that requires patience, self-awareness, and resilience. It is not something we master overnight, but a skill we develop over time through reflection and intentional action. There will be moments when we struggle to let go, when fear or attachment pulls us back into old patterns. In these moments, it is important to approach ourselves with compassion, to recognize that detachment is not about perfection, but about progress. Each step we take toward letting go brings us closer to a state of inner freedom and peace. Detachment is like stepping out of a storm into calm waters, reclaiming the power to decide where to sail and how to navigate life's currents. It is about recognizing that we are not defined by our attachments or possessions, but by our ability to navigate life with grace, authenticity, and purpose. By letting go of the need to control, we open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. We create space for growth, connection, and joy, discovering a deeper sense of fulfillment that is rooted in our own values and choices. Detachment is not an escape from life, but a deeper engagement with it, a way of living that honors both the impermanence of the world and the enduring strength within ourselves. Focusing on your own path is one of the most empowering decisions you can make in life. In a world filled with distractions and endless opportunities for comparison, staying true to your unique journey requires discipline and self-awareness. It means acknowledging that your goals, desires, and dreams are entirely your own, and they do not need to align with anyone else's. It is an act of self-respect, a declaration that your life's direction is valid and worthy, regardless of how it compares to the paths of others. By focusing inward, you begin to cultivate resilience, foster growth, and experience the fulfillment that comes from living authentically. Avoiding comparisons is a vital step in this process. Comparison, while sometimes motivating, is more often a thief of joy. It shifts your attention away from your achievements and progress, forcing you to measure yourself against someone else's standards or timeline. In doing so, it diminishes your self-worth and obscures your unique strengths and talents. Focusing on your path means celebrating your progress, no matter how small, and recognizing that success looks different for everyone. It is not a race or a competition, but a deeply personal journey that unfolds at its own pace. Distractions, both internal and external, can derail even the most determined individual. The constant bombardment of opinions, trends, and societal expectations can make it challenging to stay centered. Internally, self-doubt and fear can creep in, pulling you away from your goals and into a cycle of hesitation and overthinking. Externally, The noise of the world demands your attention, tempting you with shortcuts, comparisons, or obligations that do not align with your values. Staying true to your path means gently turning away from distractions and reconnecting with your goals. It invites you to trust your chosen direction and celebrate the journey it unfolds. Prioritizing your journey involves a deep sense of self-awareness. It means taking the time to understand what drives you, what fulfills you, and what aligns with your values. This self-awareness becomes a guiding light, helping you navigate choices and challenges with clarity and confidence. It allows you to identify and release what does not serve you, creating space for what does. When you prioritize your journey, you give yourself permission to pursue what brings you joy and purpose without apology. You recognize that your path, no matter how unconventional or winding, is uniquely yours. Resilience is a natural byproduct of focusing on your path. The road to growth and fulfillment is rarely smooth, often filled with obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected detours. By committing to your journey, you develop the strength to overcome these challenges and the adaptability to embrace change. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulty, but about facing it with determination and grace. Each challenge you overcome becomes a testament to your inner strength, building confidence and reinforcing your belief in your ability to succeed. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of your journey, propelling you forward even in the face of adversity. Embracing imperfection is another essential aspect of focusing on your path. Perfection is an unattainable ideal, one that often leads to frustration and paralysis rather than progress. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you allow yourself to grow, to learn, and to evolve. Mistakes and missteps are not failures, but opportunities for growth and self-discovery. They teach you valuable lessons, helping you refine your goals and approach. By embracing imperfection, you create a sense of freedom and creativity, allowing you to explore your path with curiosity and openness rather than fear and rigidity. Celebrating progress, no matter how small, is crucial to maintaining focus and motivation. Each step forward, no matter how modest, is a testament to your effort and commitment. It is easy to become fixated on the destination, losing sight of the progress you have made along the way. By acknowledging and appreciating each milestone, you reinforce your sense of accomplishment and build momentum for the journey ahead. This celebration is not about complacency, but about honoring the work you have done and recognizing that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goals. Focusing on your path also requires patience and trust. Growth takes time, and meaningful progress cannot be rushed. It is easy to become discouraged when progress feels slow or when others seem to be moving ahead more quickly. However, by trusting in your journey and remaining patient, you allow yourself the time and space to grow authentically. This patience fosters a sense of peace, reminding you that everything unfolds in its own time and that your path is exactly as it should be. Trusting the process allows you to remain grounded and focused, even when the way forward is unclear. Focusing on your path is an act of self-love. It is a commitment to honoring who you are and what you need to thrive. It is a promise to prioritize your well-being, your goals, and your happiness above the noise and expectations of the world. By focusing on your journey, you reclaim your power, choosing to live a life that is true to your values and aspirations. In doing so, you discover a sense of fulfillment and freedom that can only come from living authentically, from walking a path that is undeniably your own. In conclusion, the story highlights the transformative power of silence, self-love, and detachment as essential tools for personal growth and fulfillment. Silence, often mistaken for passivity, is revealed as a profound act of strength and preservation, It allows us to step away from unnecessary conflict, conserve our energy, and reflect with clarity. In choosing silence, we reclaim control over our emotions and prioritize our inner calm above external chaos. This conscious decision protects our peace and demonstrates a deep understanding of our own worth. Self-love emerges as the foundation upon which a fulfilling life is built. It calls us to honor our needs, set boundaries, and prioritize our well-being without guilt or hesitation. Self-love reminds us that our happiness is not contingent on external approval, but is cultivated through intentional choices that align with our values. By embracing self-love, we foster resilience, confidence, and a renewed sense of purpose, empowering us to navigate life's challenges with grace and authenticity. Detachment is framed as a liberating force that allows us to let go of what no longer serves us, be it toxic relationships, unproductive situations, or the relentless pursuit of control. It encourages us to release our grip on outcomes and trust the flow of life, knowing that each ending creates space for new beginnings. Detachment is not about indifference, but about choosing freedom and authenticity over clinging to what holds us back. It teaches us to value growth and transformation over comfort and familiarity. The ultimate message of the story is a call to prioritize our inner well-being and trust the natural process of life. Moving on from unproductive situations is an act of courage and self-respect, one that allows us to honor our path and create a life that reflects our true essence. When we safeguard our peace, prioritize self-love, and practice mindful detachment, we unlock our potential to live authentically, allowing us to face challenges with resilience and embrace opportunities with clarity. This alignment fosters fulfillment, clarity, and the strength to face the future with optimism and confidence. In choosing to focus on these principles, we cultivate a life that is not only rich in meaning, but also deeply rooted in authenticity. It is through this intentional prioritization of our well-being that we find the courage to move forward, to embrace the unknown, and to trust that the journey ahead holds endless possibilities for growth, joy, and connection. This is where true freedom begins, when we choose to let go, trust ourselves, and walk boldly into a future shaped by our deepest values and desires.